Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're continuing with the tutorial series of how to make a survival game in Unreal Engine. So today we're gonna be making the thirst bar, the health regen, and the death sequence. So let's start right now. So last time we made the hunger system and the food items like this. This one we call it beef. You right click and it will fill up your hunger bar. So let me reduce the hunger. Right click, it fills it up. And this is an apple. If I reduce the hunger here, right click, it will make you feel fuller. Okay. So now let's start by making the thirst system. The third system now will be easier since now we have the hunger system. We can just copy half of the code, but since this is a tutorial, I should show you exactly how. So let's again, we copy the progress bar here. We duplicate it. Okay, copy. Let's press copy here. Right click on the canvas panel and paste. Just like that. Then you see it, paste it here. Go bring it all the way over here. We align it perfectly. Zoom in slightly up. Come on. Okay, let me try to do it properly. Let me try to change it. Yes, like this. Okay, good. Now I have this. Now if you don't want to put an image, want to put an image instead of a text, you can do it. Instead, just delete this text and drag out the image. But since I don't have any image to put here, we don't need it. So we do here TH for thirst, or I was gonna do caps lock because to feel so that everything is equal because we don't want something that's lowercase than uppercase than lowercase. We want every single thing consistent. We need everything to be consistent. Let me choose the color for the thirst. This seems good enough. This color. The background image we should add this. Hold on. We do this 0.1 here, and I think make this 0 and 0.05. Yeah. Let me make sure. Yes. I do 1.1 here. Change this to light blue, the same color, exact color. 0 here and 0.5 here. Boom. Now we have plus bar. I don't know why it's off. It's a bit off. Yeah, like this. Now it looks better. TH. We have HP for health, HG for hunger, and TH for thirst. We compile and save. When we play, nothing will happen. It's just a visual thing. Now we go click on the player here, or you can navigate to the first person character. You press edit here, and let's start by making the thirst. The two thirst current and maximum values. We do again the same thing as the health and hunger. Current health, not health, thirst, sorry. Current thirst, make it a float, and max thirst. I'm gonna set it as usual to be 100, the current and maximum to be 100, so basically full. Compile and save again. Why not? I mean, now where is this thing where it reduce hunger if not dead? We do the same thing here, but first, before we do this, we first need to make the change hunger to be change health thirst. I mean, see, we just do exactly the same thing inside here. Instead of hunger, current hunger, max hunger, and current hunger, we change it to all thirst. So if you know how to do this, it's fine. I'm just gonna duplicate this, change hunger to change and rename it to change thirst. See here, the current hunger must be current thirst. Max hunger here should be max thirst. Current thirst instead of current hunger. Here. Now we compile and save. We have this now. Now this would 100% work because we change every single thing that's related to hunger and made it into thirst. Now it's actually changed thirst instead of changed hunger. Now we do the same thing as up here. We reduce hunger if not good. We do t dot so that we can get the custom events. We do now, we call this lower thirst over time. So basically we're just copying. As player, we would like this player dead, so we check if the player is dead or not. If it's not, if the player is not dead, change thirst, not hunger, thirst. Since usually in games, thirst depletes way faster than hunger, so I'm just gonna do it instead of minus 0.01, we do minus 0.02. This is gonna be like double the speed. And we press C so that we can comment it and give it a name. Dip, oh, come on. Depletes thirst over time if not dead. So basically it's all the same. Everything's the same. And now, before when the hunger gets to 0 and you slowly get damaged, now we're gonna modify that. We go where is this? Constantly damage to the player every 2 seconds if the hunger is equal to 0 and the player is not dead. So instead of only this one, we do bring it up here. We make an or here's here or like this down there, and where is the current thirst here? Do less or equal here. So if the hunger is 0 or thirst is 0, you get damaged. One of these two must be true. If one of these is false, it will still return here true. One of them needs to be true. If none are true, it will not work. If both true, it will show true still. You know how OR works. I mean, you won't do this tutorial if you don't know anything about Unreal Engine. So, I just don't recommend this tutorial for beginners because you see how big this place has become already on the what episode? How long? 4th episode, yes. On the 4th episode, already we have the look how big this place is now. Now we made the change thirst and reduce thirst over time, and we modified this this thing where it constantly damages the player. If hunger or thirst is equal to 0 and the player is not dead. Let me remove this because of course if the player is not dead we do this. So let me reduce. We can make things more simpler by doing that. Okay. Now we made the thirst system. Now we need to make something that will increase the thirst because the thirst only reduces downwards. Oh yes, I forgot. We need to go back to the widget here and actually give it a value so that it goes up and down with. So let me rename here, instead of hunger bar we call it thirst bar because you want to name everything single thing properly. If not, we could mess up. Like if you, I don't need no more explaining. You know why. See, now we copy everything here, just like that. This should attach here, and that here. So basically, this sets the value of the percent here to smoothly move towards the value that it should target. The target is basically the thirst. So what we do, instead of max hunger, we do max thirst here. Delete the max hunger here and replace it. Same thing goes over here. Remove the hunger and replace with current thirst. Don't get confused because even I know you're probably gonna get confused because all of these values start with current and max. So you might get confused if maybe you accidentally put current health or something like by accident you don't realize. But anyway, here see hunger bar, we change this to thirst bar. Click drag from here, put here. Now we we copy this part, these all no copy this and all of this, copy and paste it over there. Bar, let me bring this closer and attach these. So this part basically sets the thirst to where it should be instantly instead of the gradual change. So instead, since when we start the game, they always start halfway like this, but then since we added this without even the player realizing, it will be set immediately to whatever the value is. In our instance, it's gonna be full because the current and max thirst are equal, so it will be full here, full up to 1 here. If, for example, you save the game and you're like halfway thirsty like this, you will when you load the game again, it will load immediately like this. So we'll basically set this instantly to whatever the target is. So if we don't put that, whenever you play the game, it will start like this and it will gradually move to the whatever the health is or hunger or thirst. So now we should be having a functional thirst bar. See, now we have it, and see it's already reducing here. You can see sliver of pixel here. Very little. I think we should make it faster. I mean, so that we can see it at least. Instead of minus 0.02, I mean minus 0.002, we can make it like this. Minus 0.004. This is for depleting the thirst over time if not dead. Now we should see now that the thirst depletes way faster than the hunger. As we can see here, it's barely visible because how small it is. Wait, hold on. Wait. I hope we didn't make the same mistake as last time. Let me do this again. Yeah, the same thing happened. Minus 0.0, what was it? 4, yes. We're bringing this back to normal. And let's see here what we have made. Anything wrong here? Current thirst bar. Yes. Exactly the same. Current thirst. Same here. Current thirst. Okay. Can't see anything wrong here. Maybe. No, it should work. This should definitely work. Hello? Go back to first bar and see what's wrong. Sure. I think this is actually working. This is working. I think the problem is change thirst. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I forgot to just remember what's wrong. I forgot to put this in the event tick here. Yes. Well, don't forget about that. We should not forget about that because that will cause many problems and waste a lot of time. What is called lower thirst over time. Lower thirst over time. Yes. This should be before this because this one's checking for the thirst. So that should be over the hunger and thirst. Like that. Bring this closer like this. Like that. Compile and save. Now it should work 100%. Yes, it's reducing like really quickly. Let me bring it back to normal. What do we put it? Minus 0.004. Here we go. Now as you can see here, the thirst is actually working. The thirst is now working. Too fast. You set it back to 0.002. Nope, I didn't click. I don't want to click browse. Now this will, we'll keep it like this. We go to item bar here and let's start to make the is drink. Let's do that. Is drink. Is drink. We'll bring this up. So let me organize and bring it up to next to is food and make it like directly below. So is drink. Or actually, I have a better idea. Instead of putting is drink, let's make another value here instead and give it, make it a float and call it second value or something like that. Let's call it s value like this. And I call this f value and this one s value. Now this one broke because we changed that. Item info f value and s value. So an f value is the first and this one second value. The first and when you do it here, change hunger. The s value is we're also gonna use it for thirst. So we here compile and save. Now we fix this problem here because every time when you change anything here, everything breaks. See, everything needs to be saved. And save those so that you don't get errors. Sometimes you get errors because of that. Mainly because it's not compiled. Since you saved, it will automatically compile for you. Now we made this s value. We move this remove item from inventory backwards back here and make space for change thirst here. Change thirst. And the amount in the thirst will be the s value. The s value, the weird characters I am putting is just first, second, third. I do this. Most likely I'm just gonna keep two here, two only. Because mainly because I don't know what to. The only thing I would use the second value for is the third. So don't think any other reason to make like third, fourth, fifth. I think the two is enough. Maybe in the future I might change my mind, but we'll see. Now I made a way to increase the thirst. Now since I made this way, now when we eat a food item, we can both increase the hunger and thirst at the same time. For example, eat a coconut. Coconut gives food and thirst. So when you eat it, you get a little bit of food replenished and a lot of water replenished, like something like that. Let's make a food item like a coconut. You're gonna make a coconut, and it's gonna be epic. Let me make a material here again, and let's duplicate this and call this coconut. Coconut. Because we don't have any resources at all. Make this actually. Do we have textures that look like coconut? Let's see here. It's all engine content. So let's turn it off so that we can see the starter content. Nope, of course we won't have anything useful. What's this macro variation? Let me check this. We do multiply here. Yes, let's make a this texture, a white texture, black and white texture, and color it brown. Do this and give it, yeah, like this. Whoa. Okay, now let's see. Let's see how it would look like. Hope this looks good. Good enough. This looks more like mud than than coconut. So let's give it a rough, I don't know, a normal math. Let's see what do we have here. Rock. Let's see. Yeah, let's choose rock slate here, and this is actually up to your style. I'm just making this so that I won't have to import textures. Oh my god, this looks more like poop than coconut. Let me reduce the roughness. I mean, increase the roughness to 1 because this looks disgusting. Yeah, good enough, good enough. Let me just slightly increase the brightness and reduce the saturation. And let's see. Hopefully this looks less like the poop. I mean, looks like less than poop. Can't talk properly, it seems. Anyway, this is how it would look like. Finish. Don't want to waste time. Looks like dirt. Anyway, we close the item var. We save all because we just made something. We go to the where is it? Where data table item list. This item list. This is the place where we put all our items in. Make a new item. Press add here. You need to put the number right directly after one before it. We call this coconut, and we don't have any icon for this. Let me choose anything. Let's choose rust because brown, so that's like the same. I spat all over my keyboard. Clean it off. We choose sphere here. Sphere. Where is all the engine stuff? I disabled it. Now let's turn it on. You go here and turn it on so that you can see all the engine stuff. Find the same sphere that the Apple has. So we do here. Where is this one, right? Yes, it's this one. Yep, it's the same. No, it's not the same. I want the exact same. This is the same. I am reading the whatchamacallit, the location of the file. So see now it's the same no, like text for it. We coconut mat. Yes. Is food is true. F value is the hunger. I'm gonna put like 10, and the thirst I'm gonna put I don't know 50 or 40. Yes, like this. So let me make another of this debug thing. We put at 9, and change thirst will be -10. The same thing. We're just gonna do the same thing. -10, not 19. -10. I want to make it proper. Okay, now when we play, let me press 0. It will reduce the hunger. This one will reduce the thirst. I forgot to put the coconut in the world. We take 4 of these. Make four coconuts here. The ID is 4, I think. Yes, 4. Look at this coconut. It looks more like poop than coconut. Now we have coconut here. It's one big coconut. I forgot to change the size. I'm gonna make it a bit bigger than the apple. Make it 0.6 instead of 0.5. Here, 0.6, 0.6, and 0.6. This is the scale. Now we have a small coconut that's slightly bigger than the apple. Now it looks more realistic. We have this coconut in the inventory, an apple here. Let me reduce both at the same time here. When I eat the apple, it only will increase the hunger. Eat the coconut, increase the both, but mostly the thirst because the coconut is filled with water. Eat it all. Now we're gonna make sure that when the thirst and the hunger is not equal to 0, both should not be 0. The health of the player will start to increase. So that's what we're gonna make right now. So every no, actually we should not make the same thing as the completely damage every 2 seconds damage like 10. No, instead we're gonna slowly gain the health back instead of like jumping every 2 seconds. So we make this. Or wait, instead of recopying this and putting a note here, let's me collapse to a macro like before. Since we made is player dead, now is player vital Is player vital low? Is player vitals low? Vitals with an S. Vitals. Here, I have this. This will check if not low, uh, zero. It means I don't have a name for it. Not zero. What's zero? Put zero here. Another one here. Let's call this one true. So we have this again. So if the player vital is zero, if not dead, and you know, it is the same thing as player dead, but instead of is dead, we put all of this in. Now we can use it multiple times instead of copy and pasting the entire thing. We make a custom event here. Let's call this health region. So it regenerates the health. Why is my mouse slow? Okay. If player is not dead here, not dead, we check is this player vital zero. If it's not zero also, it's all false. Because these aren't like negative stuff. When vital zero means you're about to die. So, wait, hold on. So if none of the vitals you have is zero, you regen the health. The health gets regenerated. Where is the change? I guess as we called it damage player. I thought it was called change health. Instead of that, we now all our stuff have change hunger and change thirst. We don't have change health. So we're gonna make this. We're just gonna copy all of this inside here. Or actually, no, let's do this instead. Let's waste time and just do this. Duplicate the damage player we did long time ago in the first episode, and call this instead heal player. Heal. So that player gets healed. Heal player. Instead of minus, we add plus here. I double clicked on that. It will open Visual Studio and annoy me a lot. Instead of minus, we put plus and delete the minus here. We don't want it. Now it's like this. That's all we have to change. And instead of damage amount, we do heal amount. Leftover health, we only change the names. Leftover health is aftermath health. Yes, that's the wording. Compile and save. Now we have heal player. Heal player is just gonna heal that player because we changed from minus to plus here. When you heal, it increases, so plus. So if the vital is not zero, and the player is not dead, we heal how much? 0.01. Let's see how good it is. Let me think. Wait. Are we missing something? Let me check if we're missing something or not. We go here and jump off. See now, is it increasing? Yes, it's not increasing. Now I realize what we're missing. We forgot to put this again here. I keep forgetting that. Health region here. Compile and save. Now if I jump off this cliff, I should see my health being regenerated. Yes, regenerating very slowly. So slow. Yes. You can change the speed to whatever you like. I'm just gonna hit just like that. Because Why not? You don't want to waste time. Now we just make. Now see, we made it so that when the hunger or thirst is zero, one of them are zero. But wait, this checks if it's only returning false only if both are zero. So I don't know what to do. I do this instead. Copy this. Ignore the thing that we just made here. Delete this one. Make yeah. Okay. Make a branch here. Add a note here. Before the or we put not. I thought something. I have predicted that something wrong will happen before it will happen. So I don't know if it actually worked. I haven't tested it. So let me think properly because this can be confusing. So if the hunger is not zero, or if it's not, yeah. So basically, if neither of them are zero, actually no, wait. Let me see what will happen. I don't want to predict things. There was a lot of time. So let me reduce. Let me take damage a bit. Take damage. We need to take a lot of damage here. And we reduce both. Actually, at least one of them. Let me check. Let me place the print here. Print. Anything. Hello. Let's print hello. Now see. Why is not printing anything? It should be printing right now. Let me jump. You know what? Remove this note and let's make things less complicated. Okay. Let's instead of putting or, you put and. I'm sorry for making things complicated. I make if it's greater, not greater than equal. No. It's greater, not greater than equal. Copy and paste this and attach it here. And boom. If both are more than zero, you regen the health. If one of them is zero or less, you don't regenerate. So when you play now, it will show. Why is it not showing? This should show. This one. Oh, this player dead. This only happens if the player is dead. So we do is false. Now it's showing. So now if I don't know, go up here and jump and take damage, jump, boom. Now we have this. It's regenerating very slowly, but will happen. If I decrease one of them, it will not regenerate because see now the hello is stopped. We drink this coconut. Now it's back up. If the hunger is zero, now this will stop. Nah, now it works. Now let me delete the string here so that it will not annoy me. Name that if regenerate health if all vitals are above zero. Not zero well. What is zero well? I have no clue. I keep misspelling things. Now we have that. Now this works. We made the health stem, the regeneration. Now let's make the death sequence. The depth. Yes. How to make depth, you ask? Good question. There are multiple ways to do it. For now, I'm gonna do this. When right now we're making a simple thing. Instead, see, last time we made just is dead is equal true. Now we are gonna make a widget here. We call it game over screen, death screen or something like that. Death menu. Yes. We make this have a border like this here, and type 1920 by 1080 because it is the exact size of the screen. And we stretch the anchor to the entire screen so that will stretch with it. We make this color, not this one, what the brush here. The tint will be zero, I mean black, and the alpha will be like 0.5. And you want to like the background to blur, we do this. You want to make this blur, yes, background blur. Add this before the border here. See, there's a line here before it here, and we do the same thing. We stretch it to 1920 by 1080 here, 1920 by 1080, and stretch the anchor to the entire screen. The blur is still not occurring. See, as you can see, these lines, the grid lines here, the one outside here and inside. If I increase here the blur strength, I'm gonna make it 10. Now it's not 0, 10. Oh, that's too blurry. 1, 2, 3, 4 is good enough. See here, it's slightly blurred from the outside. Here's sharp and here's blurred. Now we do this. We add a text called directly here. We center this. We'll actually just make it up here. We center it like this. Increase the font size here, the font. Make this 48 or something bigger, 64. It said you died, something like that. Exactly center it. This. I want to get the font size bigger, and 74 or 80. I'm gonna make it 90. That's all. 92. Need to be an power of 2, a multiple of 2, so that will do that. So now we made the you died message here. Well, let's put it in red so that you know the player is dead. Like this. And we need a vertical box so that we can put our buttons for respawning. Not here, down there, yes. Make this bigger. And see this anchor, put it at the center now. Here. Like this. Now we put the buttons inside. Button here, button. I'm gonna make 2 buttons. We select both of them, make it fill. No, don't make it that. We add a spacer because we don't want the 2 buttons to like touch each other. Make it like, let's make it like clean and easier to see. You don't want everything's to be crammed together. Nope, not like that. Add a text for each button like this. This one should be called respawn, and this one back to main menu. This we will do it. Yeah, I don't know when though. Should we do it? Later episodes. We're gonna make the main menu in the later episodes. Right now, only respawn. It will work. Give them more space for that. Here, like this. Increase the font size because it's too small. 32. Make the color of the text to be black. Like this. See? Now we can see the text properly. Yeah, it's still a bit small. Let's increase it a bit more. Like this. No, it's too big. 30, or actually 40. Like this. Perfect. Bring this down because it's too high. Like this. Now I have a UDID message, respawn, and back to main menu. Now, for now, I'm just gonna like make the player restart the whole entire world. The actual respawning I'm gonna do maybe later episode, or maybe actually if we have. Okay, let's make it so that when you die, every item that explodes out of you, and you respawn back to your spawn point. Or the spawn point will just gonna be the initial location of the player. Anyway, let's start by making the blueprints for that menu. When the menu appears, we want the mouse control so we can click on buttons. So we do this. Set input mode to UI only, like that. Widget to focus is gonna be self. Self meaning that menu here. Remove the tick and pre-construct. Event construct basically like event begin play. It's just that for some reason the in widgets is different. I don't know why. Okay, the player control we don't need it because we're not making multiplayer. UI only. Then after that, get player controller so that we set show mouse cursor so that the mouse cursor will show up. And we have this. Boom. Now when the widget appears, you have mouse control. So when you see here on the sequence, let's make it so that let's make it so that the widget appears. So we do create widget, the death menu, and add to viewport whenever this happens. Now, one last thing before that, we create a variable called player underscore ref. So this is basically the reference of the player. We do first person character here, this one, or whatever the player is in your project. Mine's player first person character. We do editable here as I clicked here the eye and expose on spawn so that when we create the widget over here, you compile, should appear. Why is not appearing? None, then yeah, now it's appearing. It's gonna be self. Self is the first person character in this place. So we made this. Now let's test if the actual thing appears. So we reduce this to 0. While doing that, I'm gonna jump off this cliff here. Speed the process up. Now I'm about to die. The problem is that now when I'm moving, when I die, what happened? Whoops! No! Wait, what? Okay, apparently this needs the player controller, so bring this back and boom. Also, we made a mistake here. See, this sequence is attached to the player on tick. This should have a do once. We forgot about that. I mean, I forgot. You didn't forget anything, but I'm the one responsible for forgetting all this stuff. We bring this here and make a do once. Do once basically will set this to true once only. Since when we die it will constantly its own tick will spawn millions and millions of widgets on your face. Because see this sequence attached on the tick here. This sequence, see? That's gonna be a problem. Now it should work. Let me reduce this to 0 both and jump off. Where's the thing? Yes. Now when I die, I jump off here. Boom. It shows once. Now it's smooth. See? Now this does not work. Mainly because uh, we haven't done anything on it. So see, nothing. We didn't do anything here. Only the showing the mouse. Now we have mouse control. On when we press respawn here on click. Yes, we forgot something here. Go back to the first person character. Sorry about annoying you for going back and forth. But anyway, when we do begin play here, event begin play, wait, we did it here already. We also set here, we make a variable here. Wait, why is it closed? Turn it on here. Variable called player spawn point. Make this a vector 3, like that. Right now it's gonna be 0, 0, 0. Then we should set it here as the get actor location as soon as the game begins. Get actor location. Boom, here. Gets player spawn point. This will happen only once when the player is spawned on the world. This is so that when the this is so that when the game can know where you spawned at the beginning. So when you first start playing, now the begin player, it set the location of the spawn point to be exactly where I'm standing right now. So this is how to work. It's player spawn point. See, begin player, do the widget, the UI, I mean the HUD, and get the spawn points. Now, when the player is dead, when the player is dead, you can respawn. When respawning, let me just rename those. This button 0 is rename. I can rename here. Go back here and rename this to respawn button, so that I don't want to get confused from main menu button. That's all we do. In the respawn button, we remove from parent. Remove from parent basically we'll remove the widget. Basically, we'll remove the widget from the parent screen. It will basically delete the widget that we're on, and we should set the input mode to game only. Input mode game only, so that you can control the game again. And set show mouse cursor to be false. Like that. It's just that simple. Now we do this. See, when we actually no, we are not done yet. And the player ref, if it is valid, is valid. If it is valid, we teleport the player. Set actor. There's teleport. There's a teleport function built in our engine. The destination location will be get player's spawn point. Yes, player spawn point here. Rotation, I don't care about that. And when we press the respawn button, this should teleport us back. Before teleporting us back, we also need to reset so many things. Where is the death sequence? Yes, here. See this? We need to reset death. The reset death event should be fired only at the last, after we set the health, everything back to normal. So we do here. It's gonna be messed. I'm just gonna paste here. Set current health, hunger and thirst first, then health, then reset. Because this thing goes in order. If we do things backwards, it could break things. It will not fill up properly. The current hunger will be equal to the max hunger. So basically you're full. Max hunger. Like that. Put this here so that to organize. then the thirst, we do set current thirst to the max thirst. Max thirst, like this. It will be full. It will be completely replenished here. And the last thing, no, not last thing, but before the last thing, we do set current health to be the max health. This is basically how you respawn here. I'm making the things. I'm basically resetting every single value we have, the current hunger, thirst, and health. We all reset it back to the original value to be full. Or if you have your game respawn with different health values, you can do like a random number between 0 and 100, something like that. It will make the game a lot harder, but if you want that, you can add that too. It's your game after all. Your max health. At max health, connect that, and now the last thing. Now it's the last thing. Reset death. This will basically reset the two ones we added before, so that it is possible for the player to die again. Now, if you play, let me try to die. Try to die the challenge. Now the hunger and health is 0. Kill myself. Now I'm about to die here. The player is moving on its own, but we'll fix it afterwards. Now see, we click respawn, now we're back. Full health. Like that. This is how you do it. Now this entire thing, let's proceed to comment. Respawn player back to spawn point and reset the player vitals. This will respawn the player and reset everything back to normal, back to as when you started the game. Oh yes, forgot something. Is to remove everything from inventory. So we do the same thing as drop item here. We copy all of that, like so. This part one, yeah. Copy the entire thing here and paste it here. Wait, forgot. Cancel. Instead of doing that, we're gonna make a custom event here that will drop all of our stuff. The velocity here, instead of for all vector and all this random stuff, instead we split these, and we want to splatter out all over the place instead of a single direction. We random float in range and copy this entire thing. Copy paste three times to make things simpler, so we can easily modify the split, like the throwing speed. We'll make a value here, variable. Call this. What should I call this? Throw speed. Call it throw speed. We get the float. And give this, I don't know. How much was the dropping? I'm gonna make this 500, the same thing. I'm gonna make the same thing. 500, or actually let's reduce it because it will all spawn in a single location, so it's gonna explode. So we do this. You bring the throw speed here, get, make a -1 here, times, we make a times here, times -1. This is basically gonna make it so that it goes between -300 and 300 like this. Minimum connected to this, the maximum connected to that. We clear? This tutorial is not for beginners, so if you don't understand what this is, I mean, you need to learn first how to make a game. Okay, now we made this part, now we have to loop it. Loop, need a for each loop. Yes, for each loop, we need a for each loop. For, come on, like this, get for each loop. And loop like this, and move everything from inventory. This will like get rid of every single thing from the inventory. We compile and save, and now we attach this here. Not here, not here. In this sequence, we forgot this is for this sequence. Yes, here. Remove everything from inventory here, just like that. Compile, save, and play. Now if I die, let me reduce. Or actually, I have a better idea. Instead, let me make another one of those. In this, what number do we have? 8. And do damage player. Damage player, we do 10 amount. This one is not negative because it's damage, not heat, not change. It's different from the rest. When I press 8 here, and one more time, boom, I died. I don't have any items, so it will not do anything. Let me pick up all of this stuff. Most of the stuff here is food that don't have a proper model here. Copy all of this, take all of this, and I think my inventory is about to get full. How much did I put last time? Nope, it's not full. And I have all of these stuff, right? I press 8 multiple times, and when I die, all of this should go out. Why half of it only? I respawn. What? Why did it only do it halfway through? Oh, okay. Now I know why. Instead of this, the index will be this one. The array index, we just copy and pasted the drop item code. Now, that's what happens if you copy paste. When you copy paste, you need to remember to change everything that we need. I forgot one thing. Now this should work. If it did not, then I don't know what's wrong with it. See it? Get selected item ID slot. The ID will be get item info. Not this one. How? Wait, element this one. The ID is the array element. See? Element is basically the value stored inside. So the element drag it here, like so. Now we have stuff in. Oh, let me put stuff in my inventory. Now when I die, let's see. Why is it doing like that? What? Why do I still have stuff in my inventory? Is this supposed to work right? I have an idea. Let me. I have no clue why it's not working. To make things do faster, let me make it so that it will do it twice or like multiple times. For loop. Because dropping everything from inventory is always causing problems with me. I don't know why. We make it do it like this much amount. I do it 3 times. And when I die, wait, I forgot to take all the stuff. Now when I die, it left only a coconut. Why do you give me a coconut? I'm gonna make it 5, that's all. That's it. I'm gonna make 5. You know, it's a bad tutorial series when you see the tutorial guy make janky stuff. in blueprint. Anyway, this is how it works. I kill myself now. Hey, everything's gone. Now the problem is that you made if you make the when the max items inventory greater really high. Whoops, I made too much. I'll reduce back to 20. It might leave some. So instead, I'm gonna it will automatically do it like the max items directly in. So now when I die, it will work no matter what. Not this one. This one. I have to pick everything every time. See now if I die, everything goes out no matter what, and there's no lag spike too because there's nothing. The inventory is small, but the bigger the inventory is, the laggier it might get. So let's not worry about that. Okay, so one, drop everything from the player has, like that. Drop everything the player has. I'm gonna reduce the throw speed to 100 because it's exploding. Like so. Let me take some. This time I'm gonna take it all. And when I die, it's exploded. You know what? Never mind. We made the respawning. We made the proper death sequence. Now there is a bug. See, when I die here, there's a bug. When I kill myself when I die while I am moving, something like that, I still move even though I'm not holding the keyboard. To fix that, we do this thing. We do this. See when the stick input, the movement input, stick input. I don't want my game to have stick input, so I'm gonna delete this. So, in every single input thing you have, anything that relates to input, you check this for the input, not any input, the one that makes you move around. So like look up, turn around, movement input here. We all do this behind these things. We check if the player is dead or not. If it's not dead, you can only move if the player is not dead. Just like that. We copy paste instead of click dragging every time. Bring this out. Now the first episode I made this extremely compact. Now it's gonna be uncompacted. And add these. And this player dead is attached to false. Don't attach to true. So if you attach this to true, you cannot move unless you are dead. You want the exact opposite. So like this. We attach to false. What else do we have? The jumping is not necessary because it's not an axis movement. Axis input is one action only. So anything that has an axis input, you add as player dead. So I think that's all there is. Hopefully this works. I have not tested this before, so let me try it out. Let me respawn again because I left. I can't move at all. Oh yes, I forgot something. Something very important. Is to disable is dead value. So that's why it was breaking every time. Is dead will be false. Like that. But hopefully that's the last thing that will appear. That we need to change. So now if I let me make space so that when I die, we move. Now it immediately stops. When I respawn, I'm back to spawn point, and we fixed every single thing that's related to the respawning. So I think that's all for this video. We made the thirst bar, we made the coconut. When you right click, it replaces hunger and thirst. We made health regeneration if vital is more than 0, so that if one of the the thirst and hunger is 0, it will not regenerate. It's only if all of them are greater than 0. So now see the health regenerating really quickly. So we also what we did made also. We made respawning and death sequences and stuff. We made all of these stuff. Now that's all for this video. Next episode maybe we're gonna make the inventory UI, or yes, inventory UI. Inventory UI. I think a lot of you want that because we don't want just to take stuff from the ground and read it from here, because see, it's small. We don't want to read from this janky string thing, because it's like reading like a small book. Now this still looks like poop. I mean, look at this. Anyway, that's all for this video. Next episode we're gonna make the inventory and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.